Welcome to the Army Painter Academy, your home for tutorials, tips, and techniques to guide you on your hobby journey, no matter if you're new to the hobby, a veteran wargamer, or meddling with Masterclass level techniques. The Army Painter is proud to partner with Trench Crusade, and we have a lot in store for this alliance coming along the way. While we're not ready to reveal all of our tactics just yet, to coincide with their first plastic set release, we wanted to paint up a miniature from the Prussian Stosstruppen warband. Tyler Mengel is in studio, so let's jump right in. After priming this Stormtrooper with color primer matte black, followed by a zenith layer of color primer ash gray, Tyler begins with a Speedpaint base coat of Brownish Decay, using a Wargamer layering brush here. The Speedpaint brush will do just as well. The updated Wargamer brushes feature our Bionic Bristle synthetic technology, which makes them more durable and better for modern paints like Speedpaint. Now be as neat as you can and apply Brownish Decay to all of the uniform bits on this miniature. And here's a really good pro tip from Tyler.
Don't throw the mini like I just did.
Even the most decorated painters like our very own Golden Demon winning Tyler Mengel can make mistakes, so remember that the next time you're being too hard on yourself at home. Recently, I asked Tyler how he gets such smooth results with his speed paints. He said that while speed paints are designed to be used over a white or very light base coat, he finds that using them over a mid-tone like uniform gray or this ash gray zenithal really helps. In addition, he loves to use Warpaints Fanatic to highlight over his speed paint base coats, which helps to push the effect even further, which you'll see a bit more of later on in this video.
Trousers done.
With the trousers done, Tyler's mixing some Hardened Leather and Satchel Brown to get the perfect tone for the leather on this Prussian mini. He'll move on to dark wood for the mace handle, then Bony Matter for the metal armor. Speed paints are so versatile. They can be used as one-coat paints, filters, through the airbrush even, or with a brush for glazing. Bony Matter is one of the most versatile as it can be used as a wash as well, and I have a feeling Tyler has something up his sleeve later on, or on his mind, after this initial application on the armor.
Alright, so the next layer of the armor is a mix of 3 parts Bony Matter to 1 part Hardened Leather, just to add a little bit more richness in and darken it.
See, I told you. Part of painting is playing with color, tone, mixes, trying, failing, and eventually succeeding. The beautiful thing with miniature painting is that you can always paint over it.
Ended up being a little strong, so I added in 1 more drop of Bony Matter and some medium.
Okay, I hope you're taking notes to what Tyler just said, because I've already forgotten. Danny, if you could, can you just throw up a quick graphic for those of us at home? Thanks. Moving on, we have more Bony Matter mixes for the sandbags and basing.
Just a fun little comparison here. So here's the only speed paint next to a completely finished model with highlights, so you can see the difference. The main difference, I would say, is the armor is much lighter once we layer it up. But if you wanted to stop here, once you do the metallics and you're happy with it, you can just go ahead and just use the speed paint. But we're gonna go ahead and start adding some layers now.
Now this is a really great point. The hobby is a journey, and we're all at our own point in that journey. Some of us are starting out, some of us are trying to push ourselves, some of us are happy with tabletop ready, and there is nothing wrong with that, as long as you're having fun and the hobby makes you happy. Thanks for sharing, Tyler. Now the Warpaints historical range has some fantastic color options, perfect for many of the Trench Crusade factions. Mid-battle dress is employed here for the trench coat, and the beauty of using speed paint as your base coat is that the pooling nature of this paint provides the perfect guidelines for your acrylic layers. Simply paint inside of those lines. Now Tyler has mixed in a bit of light battle dress to the previous color as he refines those highlights one step further. He's using a Wargamer detail brush here, roughly a size 00, which is perfect for this detailed work. Repeat these steps on the trousers, this time with our first layer of webbing green. These historical colors are available inside the box sets, which you can find from your friendly local game store or as singles at thearmypainter.com.
These models have some wonderful lines in their clothing along their sides of their trousers and their boots, which make it really nice for speed paint because it makes it easier to divide it up into sections, but also really nice for highlighting so you don't have these big, broad, open areas that will take more time to build up the color. Instead, you get to use those edges as a light point to add a highlight line that looks natural.
So when we first discovered Trench Crusade, much like the rest of the community, we were ecstatic. The lore, the minis, the entire concept was mind-blowing, and we were eager to get some painted up and get some games going. When they told us that they were working on plastic kits, we had a feeling they would be good because everything else they've released has been top level. But upon opening the Prussian warband, we were mesmerized at the sheer quality of the plastic and detail on the sprues. Very well done, Trench Crusade. I really like what Tyler's doing here. He's using light battle dress as a unifying highlight tone, mixing this into his first layered highlights to add a bit of continuity across the clothing on the miniature.
I think one thing that's interesting is this Desolate Brown. We saw earlier that it definitely had a greener tint to it, but once we start layering the green paint on it, it really pushes the green tint even greener. So it just shows how much the colors around the color you're working on affect how your eyes perceive it.
That's really deep stuff there, Tyler. It's been really fun to include these audio takes as we delve deeper into the mind of Mengel.
I'm kind of glazing this on, darken down some areas that maybe I accidentally made a little too bright. You can put this right over highlights and stuff too. It doesn't have to just be in crevices and shadows, and it's wherever you think you need a bit more darkness.
Here Tyler is once again validating the claims that speed paint is insanely versatile. Moving on, using Desert Yellow from the Warpaints Fanatics range, mixed again with our light battle dress, he's applying a layered glaze to help reinforce the highlight tones on the armor. Gradually, layer after layer, you will see the volumes established, and once you're happy, use some of the pure light battle dress to apply an edge highlight to those sharp details using a Wargamer detail brush. Using some Pallid Bone mixed with Bony Matter. Pallid Matter, anyone? No? Anyways, he's thinned this with some Speedpaint Medium to add a unifying glaze over the armor. This will help to tie together all of the previous layering. Then to finish that off with a final highlight of, once again, that light battle dress. You can add some scratches and weathering with this color at this stage as well. Next, using Ancient Honey, you can add this to a shoulder pad for a bit of variety. You can really choose any color you want. This is a very clever and simple way to designate units, squads, or key models in your warband. With Camo Brown, we'll begin highlighting the brown leather bits, previously base coated with our mix of Hardened Leather and Satchel Brown. And yes, you could have guessed by now, the next step would include some light battle dress to refine that highlight once more. So I'm beginning to see a pattern here, aren't you? Speed Paint Base Coat Fanatic Layer Unified Highlight Color mixed in, Speed Paint Shadow Glaze. I'm taking notes here, you should too. We'll use Bootstrap Brown to add a simple layered highlight to the mace handle, and if you want to get a little fancy here, you can work with the wood grain texture as Tyler's doing here. Now with Warpaints Fanatic Greedy Gold, Tyler is applying a base coat to the Prussian Eagle or Argent on the chest armor. He'll apply a gentle wash of Strong Tone to the gold, and once dry, he'll highlight that with a bit of True Brass.
And if you decide you want your gold to be more new and shiny, just skip this weathering step.
Actually, I wouldn't skip this step because I think that adding this dark bluish green adds some much deserved richness and cool color to an otherwise very warm palette. Tyler's going to use some matte black as a base coat for some of the smaller metallic details. He's going to black these out before applying a base coat of heavy metal from the John Blanche Masterclass series, all over the metal bits and bobs on this Prussian Stormtrooper. He'll wash it all down with some dark tone to refine some of those details and deepen some of the shading. Then with some plate mail metal, he'll highlight those metallic bits. Watch and learn because Tyler is truly one of the best true metallic metal painters in the entire world. These next steps are totally optional, but will definitely level up your finished mini. With matte black and Beret Maroon, he'll apply some freehand work to the armor on the miniature. A small brush like the detail brush is highly recommended, and thin your paints with some clean water to add a little bit of control. Really solid work, Tyler. Now using Dusty Skull, you can quickly work up some texture and highlights to the sandbag before refining it further with Skeleton Bone. The crosshatch approach gives it a realistic textural feel. Banshee Brown from the John Blanche series is employed across the rest of the base, with Ironclad Gray used for the stones. Go ahead and dry brush those stones with Uniform Gray, then use some thinned down Grim Rust over the base to give it a dirty trench warfare feel. You can continue to apply this to the sandbag and focused areas around the boots to really tie the mini into its environment. He's going to go ahead and unify the finish here on the base with some satin varnish. This is from our Warpaints Air range to assist with the next step. He's going to mix in some gloss varnish and sunburst ochre. Tyler will create some toxic puddles and sludge. This is a really cool hack and one you should definitely give a try at home. Finally, using a chipping brush and some dry blood to add some gory effects, just to prove that your Stormtrooper isn't all talk. He's actually smashed some heretic heads. Add some tufts if you like and paint the rim of your base, and you are ready for the trenches. We are fully initiated into the Army Painter Trench Crusade Alliance, and you can be too. Email us at feedback@thearmypainter or leave a comment to let us know what you'd like to see from the upcoming Trench Crusade paint range. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Academy content from the Army Painter. Find our products at your friendly local game store, preferred online retailer, and learn more when you visit us at thearmypainter.com.